Tonight, the flu epidemic of 1918.
It was the most horrible time. By the hundreds they were dying. And no doctor could stop the epidemic.
We had little caskets for the little babies that stretched for 4 and 5 blocks, 8 high, 10 high.
In the spring of 1918, as Americans rushed to the aid of the Allies in World War I, a far worse enemy than the German Kaiser awaited them at home, a rare and deadly strain of the flu virus.
The influenza epidemic of 1918-1919 killed more people than combat did, and it killed them all over the world.
There are many theories as to how the virus began. The most popular one points to Fort Riley, Kansas, where in March 1918, 48 soldiers succumbed to a mysterious illness. That summer and fall, 1.5 million Americans crossed the Atlantic to join the Great War. And since some of those men came from Kansas, the same strange sickness reappeared in Europe. As it spread, the virus mutated, and soldiers were beginning to pick up nothing less than a plague. The disease spread so quickly throughout Spain, it was given the name the Spanish flu. But this virus recognized no nationality. Britain, France, and especially India and the United States were all struck by a pandemic like none in modern memory. Medicine had already developed a reputation as a miracle worker, but in this flu it had met its match. For a while, life in America went on as usual. Crowds gathered at Liberty Bond rallies in support of the war effort, unaware that they were passing the virus to each other by doing nothing more aggressive than breathing. But by September of 1918, everyone was aware that something deadly lurked among them, and fear became rampant.
People would die within days of contracting the flu. There was absolutely nothing that medical science could do about it.
San Francisco passed an ordinance requiring people to wear face masks in public. Chicago movie theaters removed patrons who were coughing. Signs were posted outside small towns telling travelers to go away. On the playgrounds in America, children sang a little tune.
I had a little bird. Its name was Enza. I opened up the window and influenza.
And influenza. And since no one knew how to combat the disease, folk remedies abounded.
I used to go to school with a little bag of camphor strung from my neck that's supposed to keep the flu away. Everybody was chewing garlic in those days, garlic and milk.
In November, the First World War ended at a cost of almost 10 million lives. By 1918, the flu had claimed twice that many lives. 20 million people in the world, 600,000 Americans. Some people feared the epidemic was the beginning of the end of the world. And then, the mysterious flu virus of 1918 just as mysteriously disappeared.
Nobody had ever seen it before, and thank God after 1919 it mutated again, possibly into swine flu, into the pig population.
But it left the world in shock, the most terrible epidemic of the century.